Hey, what's up, guys? NullRage here, and it's been a little while, man. I hope you guys had a great holiday season and subsequent New Year's, and it's about time to get back in the swing of things. Today, we're having a look at the Deadpool 52 review. This has been a long-awaited 52 review, the last of them, I believe, and then everybody will be on the 52 or level 52 Ultimate leveling path, and that'll be it. And then we'll just see new heroes and maybe some game changes from this point forward. But anyway, Deadpool here. Let's go ahead and have his synergies first. His synergies are going to remain the same, it seems. Level 25 giving you 10% rare item find, and level 50 giving you 10% special item find, focusing on flavor over function here. That not usually a synergy that I put on any of my characters, but for those that are looking to stack the magic find, could be pretty useful still. Alright, then we've got his skills here. He's got his 3 trees, Hurdy, Fighty, and Tricky still, but you'll see that his spirit bar has changed and now is just called Awesome. And he doesn't use spirit or momentum or any kind of spirit replacement mechanics. He just has Awesome, and none of his powers have a cost on them. He can just use them whenever he wants because resources are dumb, according to Deadpool. And instead, anytime that he would receive spirit on gear, like say from a ring right here, you can see that it's been transferred to Awesome. So it just gives him 25 Awesome, and my Awesome goes up to 159. Now that amount of Awesome that you have, then it gets translated by body slide by 1 to be a little bit of damage rating, some crit brute damage rating, maximum health, defense rating, dodge rating, and tenacity. So any plus spirit will give you just a little bit of everything and make you just a little bit more awesome. Alright, so that's how his spirit replacement mechanic works. While we're on the topic of body slide by 1, this is a teleport power given to you at level 1, and it has, of course, no cost like all of his abilities, but it does not scale. You cannot put points into this point. Alright, so let's move on to the Hurdy tree here. Let's go ahead and get this all on the bar. Okay, got that one. And then finally those. Alright, so his first skill here is Bang Bang. Going to do some physical damage, 2 shots, and it increases the damage by 5% of your awesome level. So again, if you stack that spirit on your gear, which would have been spirit but is now translated to awesome, then you'll do more damage with Bang Bang. It looks like it's also got a increased crit chance here. I can't tell if this was a basic or not, but I do know the animation is amazing. Look at him doing all this weird stuff. He's like bang bang bang, then with the other hand, then behind the head, upside down, both guns. It's great. The animation work they've done for these powers, this review, is just amazing. Alright, next up we've got Shoot All the Bullets, physical damage twice per second, and a 5% increased critical chance with this power. And of course is your Frontal Cone, Mow Everything Down AoE, has no cost, so you can channel it forever. This could be really amazing in places such as, well, anywhere where there's lines of enemies respawning forever, and like Midtown or Hollow Sim, or maybe some of the might even see some use in some versions of Danger Room. Not sure, but it's going to be a nice get everything in front of you dead kind of thing. Real Armor Burster is his next skill here. It's going to do some physical damage, and this power always deals a critical hit. I can see a trend here. He's got increased crit chances on all of these abilities, and Real Armor Buster is going to always deal crit, and it's got increased critical and brutal damage increased on this. Alright, cooldown is 8 seconds. Let's see the Real Armor Buster. Oh, that's a big gun. Alright, I gotta see that one again. Oh man, no kidding. That is a big gun. It's got some weight behind it as well. Alright, Bang Boom Pow is our next skill in the tree here. Physical damage, 8-second cooldown. Is it a bazooka? Yeah, well, what? Oh, wow. Then he leaves this merc symbol. So, it's sort of like a mortar. He just fires it up and then... Alright, that's great. That's great. And then we... Oh, yes. Oh, I'm so happy to see this in. This was a... the Hulk hand arrow. Requested by the community, actually. And the devs were like, oh, okay, alright, that sounds like a great idea. You know, so there was this comic where he shot an arrow with a Hulk hand on it. And the players wanted to see it, and now it's a power in game. That is amazing. It's going to do some physical damage. It's going to apply vulnerability, and it's also got some extra brutal strike chance and brutal damage based on your awesome level. So it looks like even though spirit is not really a thing for him, it may be something you want to stack because it's going to give you a little bit of all stats and also affect a wide range of powers here. Alright, so Hulk hand arrow. What? I love the sounds. The sounds are great. Oh, that is amazing. Alright, and our next skill here is the Not So Minigun. Doing some physical damage, and it looks like this, I believe this is going to be a channeled ability. Just with a 7-point, sort of like a barrage skill, single target barrage skill. And it's got that damage stacking on it that is going to, each shot is going to increase the damage by 2.5% and stacks up to 20 times, so a total of what, 50% damage increase once you get that completely stacked. And you can just channel this indefinitely, probably, with that extra 5% critical chance on it. Let's have a look at the Not So Minigun here. Alright, yeah. And after you get that ramped up, you've got some extra damage going out there. So you can just sit back and channel this all day, pretty much. And it looks like there is some piercing going on, or there was. Oh, I see. It's got a little bit of a... The bullets channel in a line, and sometimes they hit over here. That's a little bit weird. So it doesn't actually pierce, it's just sometimes the bullets are hitting this guy instead of that guy. That is a little bit strange. Alright, next up we've got the Canadian Devil. This is going to be a melee skill, one of his few melee skills in the Hurdy tree, but it's also a range skill? Yes, it's a melee ranged movement skill. Okay, it's a little bit of everything. Let's find out what it does. Oh, okay, I see. Oh, wow. That's pretty amazing, actually. Alright, so he spins around, slicing anybody in melee range. He's also got, like, no unit collision while he's in this form. This is Whirlwind on crack. That's what this is. This is amazing. Absolutely amazing. And of course, you know, I'm just holding the button down. It goes to your, wherever your cursor is. Move the cursor around, it'll follow it. That's pretty awesome. So slicing up nearby targets, but also firing out bullets to anybody at range. That's an amazing ability. In fact, you might be able to build around this skill as your core sort of clear AoE skill, and just, you know, run through Midtown and do this all day. That might be a fun build to build around, and we'll get to specializations, which might buff it even more later. But little Deadpool here is our next ability in the tree. It's going to do some physical damage, and then taunt. It looks like it's the same as what little Deadpool used to be. You're going to throw it out, it's going to taunt everything around, and then explode after a certain time period. There it goes, there it goes. So, pretty nice for you guys that want to... Oh, wait, did the... So the head blows up and just, like, smolders for a bit? Yeah, there it goes. And little pieces of it flying everywhere. There's the head. Oh, it blows way up into the air and finally comes bouncing back down. Oh, that is That's an excellent animation there. They put a lot of work into that one. Nice. Alright, so next we've got the Fighty Tree. This is going to focus mostly on melee abilities. Let's start out with the... Here, I'm going to put Flesh Wound right there on my left click. Foot Gougers, Stabby Flip, and we'll get into all of these. Is that a mallet? That's a mallet. Alright. So first off, we've got the ever so faithful Foot Gougers here. Physical damage and applies a slow. This continues for 3 seconds after the enemy leaves the area of effect. It also weakens the enemies affected by it. Here we go. There we go. Foot Gougers. Looks like it just does a burst of physical damage. It does not do physical damage over time. What I would like to know is, like, if enemies move into the area, will they then take that physical damage if they were not initially in the area? That might be something to test out in Midtown later. Flesh Wound is our next ability. Like, a lot of flesh wounds. So, melee, it's going to do some physical damage and increased damage against weakened enemies, which, of course, Foot Gougers will weaken people. And then it also increases your total deflect rating, making you a little bit tanky while you're doing that. Oh, I like that sword spin right there. I'm going to zoom in on that a bit. That one right there. That's great. That was not in the original animations for this skill, I believe. And he spins those swords around and gets him with a nice slice there. Alright, Stabby Flip, physical damage and increased damage against weakened, again. Foot Gougers will apply that. There we go. So he's just going to jump over the enemy and stab them and anybody around them, it seems. It does a little bit of AoE here. And it looks like it goes to the cursor, so you can have it be a very short range jump, or you can have it be a long range jump as well. And then, of course, none of his abilities have spirit cost, so you never have to worry about that being an issue. You will always jump and hit the enemy. Awesome Lunge of Death is the next ability in the tree. Physical damage and increased damage against weakened, has a knockdown effect on it. It is, again, a movement ability. He's got a lot of movement abilities that you can work with Stabby Flip, Awesome Lunge of Death, and this Canadian Devil over here. Might be fun to put together a movement build for him. Alright. So if you are not the type that wants to teleport, you can actually use this as your movement and dash. This is a kind of a strange ability here. The animation, I don't know, it's a little bit weird, but I kind of like it too. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that. But can be used to do some nice dashing damage as you go through. And, you know, in a movement build, it might actually be pretty useful. I don't know, I think Body Slide by 1 is still going to be my go-to movement power, because teleports are amazing. Alright, next up we've got a Psy Assault. We've got the Size and the Hammer both coming in. He's not just going to use swords. If any of you guys have played the Deadpool game, which I think you can actually get on PC now, they lost their license for a little bit, but now you can actually get in on PC and play it again. But I picked it up and played through it a bit, and he would occasionally switch to using Size and a hammer, as well as various other weapons. And, you know, he's got just about every weapon represented here. But this is pretty cool to see this come in for those that want to use Size as their main attack here. It's going to do some physical damage and increased damage against weakened. It's also going to attack speed increase for this power and stacks up to 5 times. So the more you attack with it, the faster it attacks. There you can see. That's pretty cool. Getting up there, once it gets up max stacks, it attacks pretty fast. Here, let's see that wind up once again. There we go. So slow. And there you go. There's the max attack speed there. It's got a little bit of a wind up, but not too much, and it keeps that max attack speed for a decent amount of time, long enough to switch between a target here and there. But if you wait too long, you will have to wind back up again. Alright, next up we've got Slam Jam. Come on and slam with a big freaking hammer. Alright, let's do it. I'm never gonna sing that again. Boom! I love it. I'm gonna run around smacking people with mallets all day. This is great. Look at the hammer too. It's got like it's got his insignia on it and everything. You can't see it because the armor is in the way. There, if I run with it, you can see it now. So he just runs around with a hammer, and boom, big AOE damage. Nice. All right, and then we've got cutting room floor. I was gonna save this for the director's cut, but I guess we can chop everybody up now instead. Physical damage, 10 hits of physical damage, and you are invulnerable during this power. What? Oh, that is beautiful. That is amazing. That's just yes. Just oh, that is great. I will activate that every time it's off cooldown. It's got an 8-second cooldown on it. Very similar to, I think Spider-Man's got a move a lot like that. Oh man, when you get it right there in the middle and it hits everybody so much, that is great. Excellent ability right there. Alright, next up we've been over Body Slide by 1, how that's going to increase your awesome level based on your spirit and give you that teleport, of course, which is always very welcome. Next up, we've got Wade's Ride for an alternative travel power. Those of you who like to travel in style rather than quickly, you now have the option to ride a scooter. I don't know what's happening right now, but it is beautiful. Utterly ridiculous. Come on, man. You can find a better bike than that. Look at the icon. It's so misleading too. It's like, ah, oh, cool motorcycle, scooter. Oh man, Deadpool. Alright, next up we've got Superior Healing Factor. Is going to encompass all of your major defensive abilities. You can see passively it's going to give you some damage reduction when you hit with a melee power. It's going to give you some regeneration when you defeat an enemy, as well as some defense rating, total defense rating, dodge rating, total dodge, and tenacity. Here's how it scales. Alright, and next up we've got the Merc with the Mouth. It's going to active duration or active effect here is going to be a taunt and a weaken as well, and passively it's going to give you accuracy, which is going to increase your critical rating and critical damage, as well as giving you damage rating versus enemies targeting you and increasing your damage rating, crit hit rating, and brutal strike rating as well. Now when he uses it, alright, he doesn't actually say anything when he uses it, but it would be cool if there were like, you know, random taunts that he could actually throw out vocally added to this power. I'd like to see that as well instead of that silly sound. Alright, and this also has tied to it a selection of specializations, which is going to allow you to choose either melee, ranged, or area powers to focus on, with Katana Rama increasing the bonus damage to weakened enemies that Flesh Wound and Psi Assault, these two abilities right here, gain, and giving Foot Gougers back its AoE. Here we go, Foot Gougers, and Awesome Lunge of Death and Stabby Flip will apply the shared damage over time and vulnerability effect. Slam Jam gains a cooldown, and Cutting Room Floor gains extra bonus damage. Let's just have a look at all of that. So this is going to do extra damage now to weakened effects, which the damage over time to Foot Gougers is back. That's pretty cool. Stabby Flip is going to apply its own damage over time that will again then stack with the Foot Gougers, I believe. So you'll be able to stab flip, and then foot gougers for both of those bleeds going on. Yeah, this will be pretty nice. And then use that for extra bonus damage, and then Giant Mallet on cooldown for extra AoE. This all plays together pretty well, I feel. Doing a lot of AoE damage, and you're melee, and you're all over the place, using all kinds of weapons. And then, of course, you can choose between the swords from Flesh Wound or the Sais from Psy Assault here as your main left-click ability. Either one of them should work well. That's a lot of AoE damage going out. That's really nice. So I really like the way the Katana Rama melee specialization is going to play out. Let's have a look at the Have Gun Will Shoot ranged specialization here. If we can ever get out of combat. There we go. It's going to boost your range powers by 25%, of course, and increase the critical rating of Bang Bang, Not So Minigun, and Shoot All the Bullets. So let's pull Bang Bang out here. But Shoot All the Bullets there, and the Not So Minigun right there. Get out of here. Alright, and then we've got the Hulk Hand Arrow leaves a Napalm hotspot. So put that there. The Real Armor Buster gets increased critical damage rating, 100% increased critical damage rating. That's going to be nice. Which one's that one? Right there. And then we've got Bang Boom Pow gains bonus damage, and Lil Deadpool gains bonus damage and a 4-second cooldown. So pull that out, and which one was it? Bang Boom Pow? There it is. There it is. It's going to do 200% extra damage. Wow. That'll be nice. Which one was that? Oh yeah, with the 8-second cooldown. So lots more damage from that. Alright, so Bang Bang Bang. That one is doing critical rating of Bang Bang, 100% extra critical rating. So does that mean like a? No, it doesn't. It doesn't always crit. It's 100% extra rating. So depending on what kind of rating you've got on your gear, can you get out of here? Get him out of here. All right. Let's see what kind of rating you've got on your gear. There's some critical rating, and you should be sitting somewhere around 40% crit when you've got all your uniques and some decent gear, and that's going to probably bump that up for these 3 skills to somewhere closer to 50 or 60, and you can fairly reliably count on getting critical hits with Bang Bang, Not So Minigun, and Shoot All the Bullets, which is most of your single target as well as your frontal cone AoE here. So all 3 of these abilities going to have a lot more crit than they would normally have. Very cool. Alright, and then we've got Hulk Hand Arrow leaves a Napalm. So it's going to do a damage over time effect there that you can stack with that. Real Armor Buster is going to get that increased critical and brutal damage. So you can do some extra damage there. And then extra bonus damage from the Skyrocket Bang Boom Pow as well. And Lil Deadpool gets a little bit of a cooldown here, so you'll probably want to use all of these abilities on cooldown whenever you can, while going to town with these 3 skills as needed. Probably this one right here. It's going to play a lot like Punisher, I'd say, in this particular build here. Except not having to worry about ammo because Deadpool is awesome. Alright, so that's the Have Gun Will Shoot. Be pretty nice. And then we've got the Pineapple Surprise specialization. That's going to focus mostly on area powers, increasing your damage by 25% with area powers, and giving Bang Bang a now shoots explosive arrows. You can see the icon has even changed here. I've already got there. Okay. Canadian Devil also throws grenades randomly. Slam Jam causes an explosion when it strikes an area. When it strikes, it does area damage, so you can see that explosion damage is added on there. Then Lil Deadpool gains bonus damage, larger area effect, and a 4-second cooldown, and explodes instantly. So it doesn't do that taunt, I guess, or Yeah, it doesn't have the taunt on it anymore. Instead, it's just a big uh, pineapple surprise that you can throw out there. Does it even change into a? Oh, it should totally change into a pineapple. That would be excellent. If you pick the pineapple surprise specialization, little Deadpool turns into a pineapple. That would be amazing. All right. Hulk Hand Arrow gains bonus explosion damage. Put that on the bar there. And Foot Gougers cause you to explode and gains a cooldown. Wait, what? All right, we're gonna find out about that. Kaboom! It's just been changed to Kaboom. I'm afraid of this. Health cost 20% of your current health. You deal. Okay, all right. We're gonna see that in a minute. Bang Boom Pow always deals a critical hit. Which one's Bang Boom Pow? This one. So that one is always a crit. Excellent. Or a brute, because crits can be brutes. Alright, and then Bang Bang, or, yeah, wow, that is a very large AoE radius. That's great. That is excellent. It's Bang Boom right there. Then we've got Canadian Devil, which is now going to throw out grenades every once in a while. You can see him flying out there.
I could do that all day.
Yeah, no, he really could, because he uses Awesome instead of Spirit. That's great. Alright, so you've got some explosion going on with the hammer. And you can actually, in this spec, you can use this as your left click, as your main basic attack if you wanted to, because it doesn't have a cooldown. Alright, so we've got Lil Deadpool now, and he'll throw that out. It has a cooldown though. Does some explosive damage. We've got Hulk Hand Arrow. It's going to now do extra explosive damage. Looks like it's still got that brutal strike and brutal damage increase on it. It's also going to apply vulnerability. And you shoot out both of these, and then, you know, if that's not enough explosions for you, here's Kaboom. Alright, what is... He just blows himself up? This is weird. Does he have, like, detonators in his hand? I don't know. Yeah, he does. He pulls out some detonators and just blows himself up. But of course, he's got plenty of regen to spare with Superior Healing Factor here. In fact, you can even activate Superior Healing Factor immediately after Kaboom to heal back that HP very quickly, if you wanted to. Alright, so now we've got his server lag. This is going to be his new signature. It was his ultimate, but now is going to be his signature, doing physical damage, stunning everything around, and it's got a cooldown of 45 seconds. It also increases your damage by a scaling amount for 5 seconds. There it is at max, at level 20. Alright, it's got some specializations you can choose to go with it. It's got God Mode, which is going to activating server lag, also enables God Mode for a short duration, passively enables God Mode when near death. So this is going to, anytime you get close to, let's just go over here and I'll show you exactly what it does. If I get beat down by this guy,
Deadpool needs food badly.
And then I go into God Mode, and now I'm invulnerable, can't take damage, healed back to full. It's very short duration though, so now that will activate if you use the specialization whenever you use your server lag as well. Here's server lag, by the way. That animation is great. I love it. And the song, and it's just an excellent... it was an excellent ultimate, and now it's an excellent signature. It's also going to do some physical damage. It looks like the physical damage portion has not been fully applied yet, as it did not do any physical damage there. Power still costs no spirit. Alright, awesome. Thanks, God Mode. Yeah. Alright. So then we've got the other specialization here, power-ups. It's going to also cause server lag to spawn power-ups. It's going to throw out three power-ups. The Kid Pool's Teddy will regenerate 10% of your maximum health and increase damage reduction by 10%. A Big Green Doll will increase critical chance by 25% and critical damage by 100%, and Head Pool's Winged Shoes is going to increase your movement speed by 100%, your attack speed by 25%. The stacks multiplicatively with normal attack speed bonuses. So that means, oh wow, that's a real good attack speed increase. That's what that means. That ain't your average attack speed increase. That is an excellent attack speed increase. Alright, so here we go. So when he uses that, he's going to pop out these 3 dolls. Now, I'm pretty sure... Oh, I'm big, and I'm running fast. Oh, where was the other one? The teddy. I don't know where it threw out the teddy. But that's cool. And those buffs last for a little while. That's pretty nice. They last for... buff duration, 10 seconds right there. Cool, cool. And then finally, we've got multiplayer, which will enable multiplayer mode. Play with 3 of your best buddies when you activate server lag. The Deadpool core come in, and they do, I love this, 3,272 to 4,908-ish damage. I love that, ish. Alright, and it's got a duration of about 20 seconds. I love it. About 20 seconds. You know, somewhere around there. Alright, so here we go. So you're going to call in... Is that like a head pool, another head pool, and the Deadpool kid? Is it random which ones you call in? Oh, I'm going to have to use this again. It might be random which ones you call in. So they come in and use all kinds of different abilities. Looks like he's got his 6-shooter and his not-so-minigun. The head pools just have headbutt, it seems. Alright, we've got 20 seconds on server lag. Alright, and we are almost cooled down. See if we can get, if it is random, which ones it calls in, or if it is set. Now we've got the Pirate Deadpool, Hydra Bob, aka Cable, apparently, and Headpool. So it is random which friends you call in when you use server lag. It looks like there is a pool of them. You've got Headpool, Hydra Bob, Pirate Deadpool, the Deadpool Kid, and maybe a few others that you might see during multiplayer mode. That's pretty awesome. Man, all this Deadpool 52 review, he's got swords, sais, hammers, guns, bullets, multiplayer friends. He's got everything but the kitchen sink. Oh, there it is. The kitchen sink. This is his ultimate. It's going to do some physical damage twice per second, and it's also going to cause you to take less damage while you're channeling the power. It's going to toss out a whole bunch of items, and each item is going to do physical damage twice per second. Let's just see it in action. These things are better seen, I feel. Here we go. What is happening right now? This was not what I expected. Just like a whirling tornado, there's a car, and it threw out an energy blast, and monkeys. I don't... Okay. Alright, so you turn into a whirling tornado of death that just sort of throws out a little bit of everything, doing explosive damage where those things land and kills all of the target dummies. Okay. Alright. I can dig it. Sure, why not? Alright, so that's Deadpool's 52 review. Let me know what you guys thought of it in the comments below. Of course, this is Test Center, so things may change, including my little hot glue guns that I have equipped right now. What is going on with that? I don't even... Like, am I here for arts and crafts class? Okay, alright. Well, I'm going to go sew some eyes on some teddy bears, apparently. And I hope you guys have a great day. Those are just really weird guns right now. Alright, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.